Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? Just died to a Lancer with autocannon before. That's crazy. Sounds like skill issue, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, yeah, so I did a couple of these already. Ignore that. I played a couple battles already. We're gonna finish it up. And then we're gonna I already have finished this one. I didn't play anything yesterday, but I did check the events to make sure that like I wasn't gonna lose out on any tokens, and no, I think I was fine. I was able to skip a day, but it is kind of 6 hours left, so I'm not gonna take chances. Right. You finished the scout one? That's good. Yeah. I don't know how difficult it's gonna be for me. I feel like the... Which one was I? It wasn't the tank one. The tank one was pretty easy. It was the other one where I had to get a bunch of kills from behind. Which I do have to do this as well. Kill 25 mechs from behind with scouts. I mean, I have 10 already because, I mean, my main kill from behind mech is the Lancer anyway. But it's kind of... Yeah, 25 kills from behind is not super easy. You finished all of them, haven't gotten close? Well, yeah, because you don't have that many tokens. Right? You're gonna need all the tokens to get it. You're gonna need all 70, otherwise you're not gonna get it. The chances of getting it with... Like, even if you miss one token, the chances of you not getting it is very, very high. I just need beacons. As well as... back kills. Is it just me and him? Yes. That's fine. Oh. Stupid cancel. I'll have to use both. Didn't want to use both, but... That's a surge. That is a surge. 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 I feel like I should have gotten them with that, but whatever. Well, he's coming up the right, though, which is kind of a problem. He dropped down. I wasted my... Excuse me? How was he even hitting me? Because I don't think I was at all able to be hit right there. Right? How did he even kill me? Shenanigans. What does he have? Pineapple, hello. Hey. That's interesting. I thought for sure it was the player's dome that I saw first. Guess not. Must have been... I don't know why you rushed me, buddy. You didn't even have a shield. Shouldn't be rushing somebody. Nah, great. That's a lot of damage I'm gonna take right there. Wait. I can kill this guy, right? Yeah. It's fine. Let's see. He's got something over there. Probably an Ares. Yeah. Yeah, almost everybody upgrades their Ares. I don't know why. I mean, I do kind of know why. It's because it's the first legitimately broken mech that you get your hands on. Sentinel. Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity to back up. Because I do not enjoy what's happening right here. That's you? You're fighting me? Well, hello. You shouldn't upgrade your Ares. I don't even know what that. Oh, it's continuum. Yeah, no, I was never gonna kill that unless I put my dome down. It's fine. They should be able to grab that. Oh, come on. I just barely didn't kill him. That's ridiculous. Screw Ares. No, don't not screw Ares. Look, I'm okay with Ares. I think it's fine. I'm not gonna, like, I don't hate on things that aren't good just because they aren't good. Tyler, hello. How are you? Let's see. Yeah, I got a grand total of 1 back kill from that. That Lancer death was very sad and very suspicious. What weapon am I getting next? Honestly, at this point, probably Revoker 10. Realistically, it's probably what I'm getting next. This is a good map, actually. Good map for my Lancer, anyway. Rank the tank. Very cool. I just have to... Is he potentially gonna... No, okay. I was unsure if maybe he was gonna... Look, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I just needed to kill the player. So now I'll come up here, and I'll angle, and I'll jump. Where's the other player, though? Is he a stealthy one somewhere? I don't see him. Ow. Bye-bye. Or not. Captain Red Flag. It's a gate crasher. Yeah, my last few rockets just ended up hitting the wall. That's why I didn't really want to jump to do it, but I knew I'd catch him off guard if I jumped. Oops. Oh, haha, I stole that one. It did not work for that one at all, but I'll take it. I will take it, no complaints. Oh, Jesus. It went flying over my head. This guy. What's he have? It's a close quarters thing, so I don't have to worry about that. You... Okay, nice. Yeah, you're dead. Has anything changed? As in, what do you mean? BMP your favorite? Very cool. Oh, nice. They're both kind of in the same area. Ah. I don't... Is that a Paragon? Excuse me, what? I fired so much at it, but he didn't die. No, it's a Hemlock. You know, it looks kind of like a Paragon. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Now the Surge is at large, and I don't have the Lancer. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of okay, because, like, you have such a beacon advantage right now that I don't think it's actually going to matter. I don't think there's really much of anything that they could do. Why is he just like... Oh, okay, because it was a bot. Okay, I thought that was the player, and I was like, why is he just like hammering the Panther shield? He surely knows that it's not doing any damage, right? But no, it was a bot, so he did indeed not know. Rank up Stormwreck 10s, you can have 2 pairs of them. That would take a lot of my Aquines. And I don't plan on doing that. I want to get Panther. So that's kind of the least of my concerns. I might at some point. I feel like there's other stuff that I kind of would rather spend my credits on. And rank ups take a lot too, so because it's like I have 7 blueprints for Stormwreck 10. I need 12 more just to be able to duplicate it. The same thing goes, like, I need 19 total to duplicate any 10 energy weapon, any 10 energy legendary weapon, I should say. Let's see. Spawn a scout in 10. I mean, that's easy. Kill 25 mechs from behind. It's not that difficult, I guess. MVP 10 times with scouts. Okay. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. I don't want to rank up anything, obviously, if I can help it. Because I'm trying to save my Aquines for Panther. It's not going super quickly. But to be fair, I have not really been playing as much on this account as I was. Is Panther as good as he seems? I guess it depends on how good it seems like he is. I don't know. I'm not really sure what people's first thought of Panther is when they see it. It's been around for so long that, like, I know what I think about it, but that's, like, what I think about it is based on, like, literally, like, 4 years of actual game data. and experience and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to gauge what the average person would just assume a Panther performs like. You regret spending Aquines on blueprints? Yeah, you definitely shouldn't if you're not like a maxed player. If you're a maxed player, then it is worth it because it saves you a lot of time. And it's like, what else are you going to use those Aquines on? But no, it adds up so quickly. You should not be spending them otherwise. We might be cooked. Somebody's got a... Yeah, Helix something. Stasis beams. We have 3. Actually, we do have influence advantage as well. It's pretty good. Let me just dump that there. should have swung over to the second guy sooner. Could have killed them both. That's a Deathwalker. I'm actually gonna wait. Because what's most likely gonna happen is he's gonna fly over to that beacon. He's gonna probably kill that guy before his... No. He just died. Never mind. I stand corrected. Because it was Stasis Beam. The Stasis Beam bot couldn't kill him fast enough, so he ended up running his ability out. Which is pretty funny. Meh. Helix, a maxed Helix track Eclipse that's pilot tanking. That is interesting. This is kind of where I wish I had a... This is kind of where I wish I had a Shadow. Took a little bit of damage there, but it's no big deal. I'm gonna be cooked here. Really? I just barely didn't get... That's annoying. Guys, I'm up... I should have kept in mind, like, this guy's got 12s. It's not like he has... Helix Rack 8s or something. Why? It's not very useful, fellas. Is he going that way? Nope. He is not. You know, I'm okay with that transaction, because I basically killed him. He just stood there and let me mark him. He didn't even attempt to EMP me. Minigun 10 is going to help a lot with reaching divisions. People asking what others think of Panther in 25. I mean, not everybody knows what Panther does. To be fair. Oh, nice. This... No. 5 days. Max Eclipse, yeah. I should check, hold on. Yeah, no, he's got a lot of inventory power. And then he's got one that's just his normal hanger, and then the other one which is pilot tanking. And pilot tank is, he just removes all his pilots, which lowers his SP by a lot, which gets him lobbies similar to like what he just got. But he still lost. Very sad. Am I playing with people? Not, like, intentional. I mean, like, I hope I get people in my matches, but I'm not, like, inviting people, no. Because I don't have a whole lot of time. And inviting people just makes it take that much longer to actually finish the tasks. The Carrot. Hi. He has a disc launcher Lancer. That's funny. I don't think I've seen one of those on this account yet. I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't know, it just looks funny. Beast King and the Carrot 99. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's kind of a waste, but it did damage. Whatever. If you get the minigun 10s, you gonna put that on any of your mechs? I will certainly try it, because I think it'd be very entertaining. Oh, nice. I mean, long term, I would love to duplicate it and put it on my Panther. But I don't even have a Panther yet, but... Yeah. Stretch goals. For the immediate future, though, I'm not quite sure what I would do with it. Potentially nothing. But I would like to at least try it. I'd probably make a video just like at least trying it, just because it's like, yeah, it's a free minigun 10. Like, I may as well. And maybe I even like rank up my Ares or something. Or buy Sentinel. Because both of those mechs would do pretty good with it, I think. You just want a shielded mech, really. That's about it. Shotgun Panther next in meta? No, Shotgun Panther is the current meta. What do you mean? Yo, he sniped me with Stormbrights? Wow. Oh, he had a nade launcher 10 as well. I don't know which one he killed me with. Kinda seemed like he sniped me with Stormbright though. Which is kind of impressive because that's not easy to do. Granted, I wasn't moving a whole lot, but still. I wasn't like, I don't think I was like standing perfectly still. There's a Seeker somewhere, isn't there? I don't like that. Is it this guy? Yeah, it's that guy, it's that guy. I should not. I should wait for him to go back and then shoot him. Hey, you little piece of crap. What do you think about that? Hmm? What do you think about that? What a nerd. Oh, he gonna cook me if he... Okay. It's gonna save him. If my shield goes down, I'm so dead. No, oh, I should have put my shield up first. That's fair, it's my bad. I just thought I could get away with it. You've used all your coins for minion 10. Hmm. You gotta make dinner. Alright, pineapple. Take care. Try it with Thermal Lance on Aegis. The Viper's gonna be way better. Like, at that point, what would I use the Viper on? I could try it, yeah. If I was gonna use it with anything, what would I want to use it with? Thermal Lance is like, I don't super love it, but it's probably my best option. Apart from, like, Quantum Gun 6, but I don't have it, so that would not be worth doing. Something that applies weaken, though, yeah, for sure. Ember Gun, possibly, but it's a bit long range. I will be using a low rank minigun with no like spread implants, so the effective range is going to be really, really bad. Your internet cut out when you were one match away from finishing an event for 2 or 3 tokens. Now I don't think you're gonna get it. What? What do you mean? Like, were you trying to finish the task like literally last minute and then you ended up missing it? Panther with Graviton 10 and Minigun 10 do well. I guess it would be okay. Ideally, you'd want double Graviton 10 or double Minigun 10. It's better to do, like, double down on one weapon. Especially if it's Graviton Beam. Because I think what a lot of people don't fully appreciate is the fact that Graviton Beam, a single Graviton Beam, it takes 3 seconds, actually, implosion time buildup. If it's rank 5, it takes 3.21 seconds. When you get it up to rank 6, it takes 3 seconds. So 3 seconds for each implosion. You have to hold the beam on them for 3 full seconds before you can actually apply the implosion, which is not super easy to do. If you double up Graviton Beams, though, you cut that time in half. So it's 1.5 seconds, and that's way more manageable. It's way more manageable. Who would I personally rank up between Panther and Orion? Probably Panther? Because, like, I'm trying to think of, like, from a meta late game perspective. I've seen more Panthers than I have Orions, probably. So there's that to be said. But also, just thinking in terms of, like, what for free-to-play, like, what is available for free-to-play in the way of, like, shielded mechs that's actually good? And the answer is kind of nothing. You can replace Orion with Hemlock if you want a mech that has that sort of playstyle. Or that kind of ability mechanic. So I don't think that's a big issue. Jeez. Oh. Wasn't sure if I could get up that. Let's see, can I get him from here? I bet you I can. No. He's just far enough away from the wall. Which is good for him. But instead of the wall, I'll aim at the ground. There we go. The wall was easier, though. Best build for Scorpius. Strike Rocket, Helix Rack. Literally, like... Okay, Scorpius in general is pretty bad, but there are... If you can put yourself... If you can set yourself up in a decent map for guided weapons like that, you can literally just be so obnoxiously annoying. The number of guided rockets that you just, like, keep spamming the entire time is ridiculous. And you can actually make that work pretty well. Let's see. He's dead. Wow, that is a hench blockhead multi-layer. Yeah, great. Having to waste a Storm 10 for that is kind of disappointing. Let's see. They have an Aegis Dome down there. I'm gonna jump across so that I don't get hit by that, and then I'm just going to fire at him. Yeah. I want to make sure that I was aiming at the back, because he has a blockade for kind of no reason. And it's really easy to just get around those. You should just be using perimeter multi-layer, guys. Don't worry about blockade or any of that other crap. Perimeter multi-layer is not only the most effective, it's also the cheapest one. Which is why I actually do generally, as soon as I see someone using, especially like a solid blockade shield, right off the bat, I know that they're not experienced very much. They don't really know what they're doing. They bought it because it has the highest numbers. It's the most expensive. And they just assumed that because it's the most expensive and it has the highest of numbers, that means that it's the best one. Which is a fair assumption, but it does say that, like, you don't really know what's going on. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm surprised he got me. I mean, like, not super surprised, but... Let's see, was that their last one? Hey, let's go. Wipe out area size implant for Dreadnought, increase both the length and the width. I think it's just the range. I don't think it increases the width much, if at all. Which is good, actually. The range is the one that you want the most. I'm pretty sure... I don't remember if I did it, but I think Platinum may or may not have included, like, a side-by-side. Or maybe not. No, I don't think he does a side-by-side. I think he just did, like, one after the other, so you'd have to, like, kind of visually reference it, but... I think he showed it, like, with and without the implant. In his, like, first, like, initial review video of Dreadnought. I'm pretty sure that happened. Caledosia, hello. How are you? What's up? Auto-corrected to Hassan? That's crazy, bro. I'm not responding to that, dude. I don't know what you want me to say. What weapon will I get next? Probably Revoker 10. I've been holding off on it for a while. Lobotomy, hello. Ah. Yeah, this is the second week. My team still has not been in the, Quarterly Clash tournament. We haven't been able to play any matches. And I think it's because, I don't know. I think they're looking into it. But I think what happened is some idiot added me to their team. They just put my ID into their team list, thinking that they could force me to play with them. But because that happened... if someone's ID is in multiple teams, they just automatically disqualify both teams. Like, the entire team. You're just not gonna... You don't get to play any matches. Now, I think that potentially... I don't... We might not be, like, completely out. They might be able to get us into, the week 3 matches, but... It's really annoying we haven't been able to play at all. And I do think it is quite possibly because just, like, some random moron decided they wanted to do that. Which, like, there's kind of nothing stopping them, to be fair. There's not a lot you can do about it. What was that for? You didn't even crash the landmine that's right there. Bro just crashed nothing. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Thankfully, use reloading. You say Podgun 10 is better than Revoker 10? It might be, but I already have Podgun 8s. Like, what would I do with a Podgun 10? You know? Like, at this speed, you might even be right, but I wouldn't want to use 2 Podgun builds, to be honest. I don't really want to use 2 Revoker or 2 Stormwreck builds either, which is why I'm not rushing to duplicate my Stormwreck 10 or something like that. If I wanted to go, like, sweaty mode, then sure I would, but I don't necessarily care about doing that. I'm more interested in trying things that I haven't really tried much before. So that I can... I mean, similar to Viper, just in case there's, like, something that I've kind of been holding off on. That's, like, actually good. Or things that I think that are good, but actually aren't that good. You know, could go both ways. My teammate... Oh, that's a lot of landmines. I'm hooked. Did I kill him with that? Yeah. It was like a couple pods and he was done's over. We really have to... Where'd my teammate go? My teammate's just gone, isn't he? Yeah. My teammate did not do anything. Revoker 6 or Ember Gun 8. I mean, I replaced my Ember 8s on Zephyr with Revoker 6s, and I do think it does better. Six hours before the reset, yeah. I'm cutting it a little bit close. I didn't play at all yesterday. Really? I kind of call bullshit on that. There's no way that he did better than me. So whatever, bro. I only need one more MVP with Scout. I'd be okay inviting people. This might be the last match, but yeah, we got some time. I just need one more Scout MVP. It should be easy enough. I badly need Graviton Beam 10 and Storm 10 blueprints to duplicate them, but I keep getting Revoker 10 blueprints. You have 23 now, that's crazy. I mean, you're not going to be complaining about that later, trust me. You're going to be happy that that happened later on. How do you get Podgun? I mean, you just buy it with credits. What do you mean? How do you get anything? Why do you save your tokens before opening the Crate Rush? Well, because I just think it's better content to open multiple at the same time. I think it's less interesting for the stream if I open like one at a time. How many credits? A lot. Would you say it's worth it to max out Lancer? I have zero regrets. I actually do think quite potentially yes. The issue, this is actually a great map right here. The issue, well, the downside, I guess I should say. The downside, quite obviously, is that it doesn't help you progress. If you're spending your credits and A coins on Lancer, you're not spending them on things that'll actually get you into the next tier or whatever, right? And that's not super ideal. However, the benefit that it gives you, I think, is so huge. It is completely... that's not good. It's game-breaking on certain maps. It really is. It's just disgusting. I might be cooked here. I might be cooked here, but I did get him. Stupid pulse cat! The pulse cat and Tengu got me. That's ridiculous. Alright, fellas, come on. We're not gonna lose to these guys. Alright. That's so much damage. But yeah, I don't know. I know some people are like, oh no, you shouldn't do it because it's not helping you progress and it slows down your progress. And maybe technically that's true, but at the same time it helps you win and it makes it so that your future progress is faster. So you could argue both ways, right? I'm not saying that you necessarily should, but I'm also not saying that you necessarily shouldn't. I have done multiple things on this account that I wouldn't necessarily say that every player should do, but I also have no regrets doing them. Like, I don't regret it whatsoever. He's very cooked. From here, I can hold off everything. I can get them down there, over here. And they are donezo. Bye-bye. Oh, really? Is it the same guy with more helix track? That's the question. No, it doesn't really matter. Nice, and it transferred too, I think. I might be cooked. There's a seeker on me. There we go. Yeah, I didn't think I'd have to use the mark. Good job. There's a secret. Oh. Really? He's right there. Dude, that's wild. Brother. Get back here. Don't do that. No. No. Stop. You should ask first. Coming at me from behind. Ridiculous. No, I am so dead. I did not do that in time. But he should be slow. Oh, that's annoying. It's okay, I can kill him with that. Podgun Orion's probably the most disgusting support build ever. The DPS on that is wild. RuFFles. If I'm being honest, like, between Podgun Orion and Podgun Aegis, I actually prefer Podgun Aegis. I think it's a better build. But having the Viper's a good weapon as well. And I want to use it. Because it's better than, like, some of the other stuff I was using. And, you know, this setup is better than swapping these. Because, like, Viper Orion's okay, but it's not that good. I'm not reading that. Please don't message me. Like, that's crazy. I'm seeing so many Max Lancers popping in. It's true. If it's fun for a person doing it, it's not my place to judge. Everyone has favorites. That's true as well. Like, I'm not gonna necessarily say that, like, oh no, you shouldn't if you enjoy it, but, you know, I think people are asking from, like, a progress optimization standpoint. And it's not going to help you progress, but it's also not that expensive, so I don't think it's gonna set you back that much. It literally costs about as much as an epic weapon, which is, like, not much, right? It could be pretty bad early on. What I would actually suggest people doing, because here's what you can do. You can actually reduce the amount... Hold on, let me check my... Let me check my thing. Let me check my upgrade sheet, my updated one. Yeah. You can reduce the amount that you spend by, like, maxing out Lancer, I mean. You can reduce the amount that you spend to max it out by, like, 150,000 credits. And I don't mean that literally, but I do mean that practically. from a practical standpoint, you can actually lower the amount that it costs a lot. And here's what I mean by that. If instead of what a lot of people usually do, and I stopped doing this the moment that they did the repricing, what a lot of people usually do is they come in here and they spend 2,000 credits on whatever crap in here when just to finish the spend 2,000 credits task. Don't do that. Instead, upgrade your Lancer one time. You do that every single day, and you'll spend the same amount of credits that you always do, but you'll have like a rank 5 Lancer just by spending the normal amount, like maybe a little bit more for certain days, but you know, a bit less for other days. You'd have to upgrade it twice or 2 or 3 times some days, like especially like early on. But you just, instead of, and that's what I've been doing, not with Lancer obviously, not with Paragon obviously, because Paragon's whatever. But every day when I log in, instead of spending it on garbage blueprints that I know I'm not going to use, I upgrade one of my rare mechs one time. All of these rare mechs, specifically Tengu, Ares, Guardian, the ones that I know that I'm going to be ranking up later. And you can do that too, just do it with Lancer. You just upgrade your Lancer one or 2 times, just to finish the spend 2,000 credits task. And then by the time you're actually like specifically setting aside credits to max it out, you only actually have to set aside like maybe 100,000 credits. So by the time it becomes a thing that you actually consciously have to do, rather than a thing that's just progressively getting upgraded in the background, it's significantly cheaper. Double EM12 on Lacewing, a good build? No. EM Rifle's not really good on anything. I mean, you can use it on Orion, but I still wouldn't really recommend it. You saw 5 max autocannon 6s today on Lancer, MD, or Paragon. Well, I know that's not true, and I know that's not true because autocannon 6 doesn't exist. Should I go for Minigun 10 if I already have Minigun 12 and 16? You could choose to not go for it, but I do think that just the general prizes in this are probably going to be better than the compensation, because the compensation's only credits. And I think there's a pretty fair chance that they only give you, like, 1,000 credits per token. Yeah, no, I didn't get that MVP. Because I died too quickly. I'll admit I was one of the first to max Lancer. I mean, fair enough. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. You're barely 4k SP and you're using a rank 5 Aegis and you keep getting 5 to 6k teammates. I mean, I was just getting like... I get like 4 or 5k. I get, well, I mean, I'm about 4k right now, and I get 5k enemies sometimes. So that's just a thing that's kind of to be expected. But also, yes, if you have a rank 5 epic mech, I do think that kind of plays a part. Is the next free play weapon going to be Overdriver? That or Fuse Mortar. Fuse Mortar was actually supposed to come before Savant. And I don't know why it didn't, but I'm also not surprised. Better way to spend your 2k a day, yeah. 4v4. Very cool. This isn't a great map for Lancer, but I'll try it. I'll give it a good old college try. Actually, no, it's a 4v3, now that I look at it. It's unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna try to get to one of their bag beacons. Never mind. I'm gonna just kill these idiots. He's right there. Dingleberry. Oh, goodness. No. Oh, that's a Podgun Sentinel. That will kill me. That absolutely will kill me. Unless he wastes his ammo. Then it won't. So I'm just gonna run. Stop. Okay, he just fired. Oh no. Dude, what the... No, please. Oh, God. Wow. Rank 6 Scorpius is crazy, bro. That's so bad, dude. I lost half of my Aegis just because that random freaking vortex happened to be there. It's okay. They actually don't have the side beacon, which is really good. They don't have it, and they're not gonna get it. Like, buddy, I don't care. Take it out with my manager. Oh. Really? This is... Okay, hold on. Is that a bot? No, it's not a bot. That's the player. Yeah, that's a bot name, though. I was gonna say, like, that guy has had it out for me. How has he killed me, like, 3 times already? Makes more sense. I wasn't really paying attention to the fact that it was a player with a bot name. Should have been paying more attention. Oh dang. Yeah, he cooked. What is... Oh, I'm sorry, what is that guy doing there? He's just... Did he AFK for the first, like, 30 seconds? Is regular mortar still good? I mean, not really. It's better than fused mortar. At least that's what I hear. You can jump on the building. Yeah, I know I can, but the number of players that have, and bots too, that have like, I mean, you saw the bot and the player had strike rocket, but the number of people that have like helix rack and pod gun is crazy. It's actually way more difficult to use. It's way more difficult to use a jumping mech at this SP, because like everybody's spamming pod gun because it's such a broken weapon. At this SP, I mean. So many silver crates. Yeah, I just kind of... I open crates enough to get my daily blueprint thing. And that's about it. I don't really need it for anything else. I did open a bunch. I opened like 100 when I was... to get the credits for... What's it called? Viper. If you get minigun, tell me you put it on Aegis. I'll try it on different things. I'd have to see. I'd have to see. I don't know how good it's going to be. It's only going to be rank 4. If I only have one of them, it's kind of an issue. It would be great to have 2. Like, ideally, I would want to put 2 of them on Panther. That's my long-term goal. Short-term, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'll probably make a video and, like, try out different stuff. Oh, nice, okay. So this is probably going to be where the MVP comes in. Yeah, see this, Graviton Beam plus a Thermal Lance on Orion, of all things, is actually, like, not super smart. Sorry. And the reason's because Orion's Hunter's Mark does not really increase the implosion damage. Because implosion is a status effect. and so it can't deal back damage. And so a large part of Orion's damage boost, a large part of that comes from the fact that all shots are counted as back damage. But if you can't deal back damage with your weapon, then, you know, it's not, like, super great. Build of champions, it says. Could be. Triple jumping mechs, yeah. No, this is the kind of map where it's like you spawn this and it's basically GG for the other team. I mean, these are bots, so it's like pretty easy. But... do you mind? Excuse me? Okay. Yeah, watch, I'm not gonna get an MVP because of that. Because I got absolutely domed by a stupid random bot. Oh, I missed that. Oh no, I got him. Nice, okay. Yeah, there's like a 1 second delay between when you put down the Panther barrier and when it actually starts taking effect. I'm not really sure if that's intentional, to be honest. But it's been that way for a while. Oh, wow, I got him just barely. The rocket got inside his dome. These guys are both like 2 HP. Okay. Surprised I'm alive, to be honest. It's going down pretty soon. Revoker, Redeemer, Miracle. No. That's scary. Yeah, my shield went down because they killed it because they're Revokers. That's crazy. How's the grind going? It's hey, actually, no, that was the last MVP that I needed. Nice. It's going good. I just finished. Using Stormrex 6 and 8. I'm using a 6 and 10. I don't plan on buying the 8s because they cost a lot of acorns. And I don't recommend anybody else buy them either. Unless you're like a maxed player and you want to get them so that you can use like a 16 and 8 build, then it's like, okay, in that case, sure, go for it. But it's like, it costs almost as much as it costs to get a Surgery Eclipse. There is no scenario in which I would say that you should buy that before like buying any of these legendary mechs or other weapons that you've made. Like, it should be the last thing that you buy, if at all. You want Viper 6 by mistake instead of Stormrack 6? You deserve our best insults. That's crazy, bro. I mean, all it takes is one time, though, and then from then on, you're just, like, extremely careful, and then you make sure that it doesn't happen again. You know? It happens. It happens. I don't think I've accidentally bought something, but I'm pretty sure I've accidentally ranked something up. It's the sort of thing where it's like... at least you don't, like, accidentally buy Redox or something. Instead of, like, Surgery Eclipse. I'm sure that's happened at one point. And that would not be fun. Could be worse, could be worse. Okay, I got 10 right here. Hold on. Yeah, I thought it was going to end up with 12. I guess not. I got, yeah, okay. So I got 10 right here. My chances are 1 in 5,000, so not good. And I have 10, 23 of the 70 prizes so far. We are not gonna get it today. Like, almost guaranteed, but, I mean, I guess we'll see, right? What does the Hornet status effect do? Nothing useful. It's just a DOT. Like, once it fully builds up, then it just does a bit of damage over time. And not a lot, either. Hornet's pretty bad. Really need that yet. I feel like, I'll probably get a decent implant soon enough. Bruh, 100 implant. That's probably like the worst prize that I could have gotten. Right? Yeah, no, I actually, no, I'd have taken 1,000 credits over 100 implant parts, I'm not gonna lie. $500 acorns would be great, too. Actually, what's the chance on that? What's 400? Okay, basically the same as the minigun. I'm not gonna get either of these. These are the last 2 items that you're going to get. Statistically, they're the last 2 items that you're going to get. And this is why, like, you need to make sure that you get all the tokens. If you miss even 1 token, then that means you're not gonna get the minigun 10. Like, almost guaranteed. I hate it when they tease you with it. Well, that's why I don't really look at it, to be honest. Like, I don't look at it as, like, a... You know, if it lands right next to the minigun, then I don't really count that as me almost getting minigun, because, like, I didn't almost get it. The way that I assume that it works is that it's just a number generator that calculates my probabilities, like, and gives me some random prize, and then it generates that wheel. And I think quite often they purposely make it so that you land right next to the main prize, just to try to entice you into spinning more times. Especially if you spent money on tokens and it was like the last token that you had. It just encourages you to go buy more tokens. So that's the only reason they do it. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, like, it's like, yes, you did physically on the wheel, you did technically land right next to it, but you didn't almost get it, right? Like, you didn't get it. Like, either you get it or you don't get it. And since you didn't get it, that's as far from getting it as you could possibly be. There's really no such thing as almost getting it. Last 2 tokens, though. Your only issue is the attacker mechs? Oh, yeah, nah, that's not going to be super fun for me either. Because I don't even have Panther. If I had Panther, it'd be easy. It'd be so easy. But I'd be stuck with Guardian. And Guardian's not that good. Wait a second, no. I do have 12, but it just doesn't show 2 of them. By the end of this, I'll be 2 tokens in debt. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I counted up all the tokens I get for today, and it was gonna be 12. 4,000 credits. I'm in token debt. Oh, no. Yeah, I feel like it always gives me the lower prizes in terms of those, even though it's like... I mean, I did get one 5,000. Into 7,500, I suppose. But look, there's like the 10,000s, the other 7,500s. But I guess there's just a lot more of the lower ones. I guess that's why I get them. Whatever. But yeah, see, now it's like kind of like grayed out. If it's white, then that means I have a token available. So now I'm 2 tokens in debt. It feels good to owe Plarium money, yeah. Always feels good. I shouldn't have opened that. That doesn't really matter, though. Yeah, it's just a visual bug. If you were to, like, close and reopen the game, it'd show that you had 2 tokens. But it's just a visual bug. It's something to do with, like, when you collect it, it doesn't show that you actually have it, but you do have it. Dead on the free-to-play account is wild, I know, right? Why do you save crates? I mean, because there's no real reason to spend them. Like, there's no reason to open them. What would I do with it? Like, I don't... If I opened them, I wouldn't get any meaningful amount of credits to where I'd be able to spend those credits, so it's like, why bother? I wouldn't get any meaningful amount of A-coins to where I could spend those A-coins, so like, why bother? I don't really need the blueprints for anything. Like, there isn't any reason to open them, so I just don't. But, like, you know, ideally, if you could save it to where... Like, sometimes there's playoff events where it's like you get points for getting blueprints of a specific type, right? And if you have a bunch of crates saved up, then you can get a bunch of points for those playoffs. And you're probably not going to win, because that's basically a pay-to... They're almost always, like, basically pay-to-win events, because someone could just spend 20 bucks on a blueprint pack for some random thing, and then get, like, a bunch of points for that. So, like, whoever spends the most is almost guaranteed to win. So you're not going to win, but you could at least get something for it, right? And it's better than just opening it now for no reason and getting nothing for it. I need like 37 more tokens to guarantee the minigun? Yeah, that sounds about right. I have... 35. I've spent 35. So I need 35 more. You need 37? Are you sure you don't have 2 tokens and you're just, you know, preparing to go into token debt? It might be the case. Either that or you missed one. Hopefully you didn't miss one. That would be unfortunate. How do you save up so many A-coins? I just don't spend them. Like, it is actually... I know it sounds, like, super basic and obvious, but I think a lot of people don't quite understand how often they spend their A-coins on random stuff, you know? And same thing goes with credits. Like, I could upgrade my Orion right now. Look at that. 20,000... I'm not going to. Like, it's as easy as just, like, I see that there's a thing that I could upgrade, but I'm not going to, right? And it's the same thing as, like... I think the more people upgrade just because they can, the more they waste. Not just because it's like, oh, there's, you know, obviously you're spending credits on upgrades that you don't necessarily need. Not even just that, but the fact that then, like, let's say I upgraded my Orion to level 7. It's then sitting there constantly notifying me that it's ready to be ranked up. And it's just the fact that it's there ready to be ranked up makes it super tempting to just rank it up. Because I'm pretty sure with these A-coins I could rank it up right now. But I'm not going to. Because it's not worth it. And I think a lot of people end up wasting a lot of A-coins on rank ups that aren't necessary, buying implants that aren't necessary, I mean buying weapons too that aren't necessary, but mostly I think it's just rank ups. Rank ups are really... It's a way to get kind of like nickeled and dimed to death. You spend a lot more than you realize. Frankie, hello. How are you? You think it's 35? Okay. Will we get all the tokens for Minigun? Yes. I asked Plarium and they said yes. We should get all 70. You believe another token event starts tonight? Yeah. Oh, I would guess so. There's 1, 2... Wait, yeah, 2. There's no token events going on right now except for these 2. Both of these end in 5 hours. So I think we'll actually get 2 tomorrow. I'm betting. Here's my prediction. My prediction is tomorrow we're gonna get a battle-thon that's for attackers. And we're also going to get some other random event that has to do with probably upgrades of some kind. Probably something similar to this, but for something else. Or possibly another accolade. But I'll bet we'll get two. I'll bet we'll get two. Because I think that's what they usually do. Is they try to make sure that there's two going on at all times. Or like two that are active. What do I use Faye on Quantum Redeemer? Because I don't want to spend credits to buy a sniper pilot. I'm not going to be using snipers long term. Like, there's really no good sniper weapons. I mean, technically, yeah, like railgun and EM rifle are good. I mean, Tetra rifle as well, but that's not a free play weapon. Railgun and EM rifle would be good, but it's not, like, they're so expensive. They cost way too many coins. I would never buy them on this account. I would never buy them. So it's not, I'm not going to get them. If I got them, I'd put them on Orion, and that would actually be pretty darn good. But no, I'm not going to. Like, the only possible sniper situation that I end up with, like, later down the road is actually long arms, is if I ranked up my long arms a whole lot. Which I might do. I might rank up my long arm 8s at some point. But that's for another time. And, yeah. It's also not something that's, like, it's not super important. But yeah, there's kind of no... I don't see much point in buying a sniper pilot if I don't really plan on using snipers a whole lot long term. I just have Quantum Guts on Redeemer because I think it's probably better than Helix Rack. It's more all-purpose than Helix Rack is, anyway. Like, Helix Rack's okay, but... Particle Beam as a sniper. I mean, fair enough, but that's not like an actual sniper weapon, right? Like, it's not a sniper class. Why put Faye on Redeemer when Faye is artillery? I'm aware. What pilot do you think I should put on? Do you think I should spend half of my A-coins to buy an epic sniper pilot? Is that what you would do? I'm pretty sure it would cost... Well, how much does it cost? Yeah, about half. A little less than half. About 1,000. Would you personally recommend that I buy a sniper? Keep saving those A-coins. Okay. So if we're both agreed that it's not worth buying a different pilot, what the heck do you think I'm gonna put on it? I'm just gonna put on some random pilot, right? I'm gonna put on some random pilot and just let it be what it is, which is not optimized. Don't spend 8 coins on epic. I know, I was never going to. Now, I was just trying to understand, like, what exactly the problem was. Like, he's like, why do you have Faye on it? Why do you have Faye when it doesn't match? Like, well, I have Faye because I don't have anything that matches. And I don't plan on buying anything that matches, because that would be a waste of my resources. Red, hello. Has Pablo been threatening you recently? I hope so. You should be very afraid. Liking your legendary Helix Rack damage implant? That does probably make a decent difference, yeah. Yes, you were very afraid. Okay, good. Yeah, just gotta make sure. Make sure we're all on the same page. Pilot that doesn't match is better than no pilot? Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty obvious, yeah. And, like, my other option, like, I could spend A-coins on a pilot, but I'm not going to. Yo, 3 years exactly is crazy. If we lose a maxing out a random common item, autocannon. You made me max out my autocannon for the other stream. That was, like, a couple weeks ago. Well, you didn't really make me, but You told me to, and I thought it was funny, so I did it. So you have to max out your autocannon. I'm so screwed, yeah. But, yeah, no, so, like, in terms of the pilots, it's like, there's two options, right? I could either just put on some random pilot that doesn't match, which isn't going to increase my damage output, obviously, but it allows me to equip some implants, which helps out my weapons still, and it also increases my HP, so there's, like, it's always better to have a pilot than to not have a pilot, right? Or I could buy some other pilot that actually matches. And I could buy one with A coins, but I think everyone agrees that that's a waste. I could also buy one with credits, but even that is also a waste. Like, I don't have infinite credits either. It takes a long time to save up for stuff. Do you want to see maxed autocannon 2? Oh, hell no. I maxed out my autocannon 4. For the Acorn giveaway will appear in the inbox if you win. Yes. It should appear in here. It'll have 1,000 Acorns. It'll even say that it's because you won a giveaway, but it won't tell you which one that you won. Which is one that you won. It won't tell you whose giveaway that you won it from, which I think is like kind of disappointing. I wish that they did tell you, but they don't. Can you put something else for Redeemer? I don't really know what else to put. Like, I guess Cryo Launcher, but I have not really been enjoying my Cryo Launchers on Redeemer. I literally, like, I kind of just have this just so I can have some type of, like, ranged thing. Which, I mean, like, I suppose now that I have Viper, I have these two builds that are kind of decent range. Filler build, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, no, I mean, like, I plan to get Panther, and it's absolutely going to be replacing my Redeemer, because my Redeemer does not do that much. But, you know, like, I need a 5th mech, so I just gotta slap something together, you know what I'm saying? The Redeemer is the best one that I have, like, out of everything. I could potentially use, like, Guard. In fact, maybe I should use Guardian just to try to get used to it. I think I'm done playing for today. Like, I think the stream's gonna be over. But maybe I should use, like, Ember Gun Guardian? I don't know, that sounds kind of sus. We could go Cryo Launcher, but I don't know how good that would go. Probably not very. Yeah, whatever. And then, wait. Oh, I have Cryo Radius as well? That's... It's so tiny. Wait, what? It's so tiny. Like, it looks like just a speck, but it's like it's actually the implant just like zoomed way, way out. I want to take a screenshot of this and see, like, if I zoom way in, will I be able to see it? No, that's as much as I can zoom in. I really can't make it out. That's crazy. Okay, well, let's go back and then let's go here. Yeah. And then I can upgrade it twice. Whatever. Yeah, I don't need implant parts. I could upgrade all of these to... In fact, I will. I'll upgrade all of these to 4. Why the frick not? The system crash width is a garbage implant that I'm never going to use. And then I'll probably just use this for a little while. I know that... Okay, like, maybe I rank up my Guardian. I don't really want to. Just yet. I mean, I want to get Panther first, obviously. But then what I put on, I feel like a lot of people do the Cryo Launcher 10 and Nade Launcher 10 combo. I really don't feel like that's a great combination, but it's probably the best I could do, huh? You gotta go? Alright, bye-bye. Haven't seen that before. It's like my second or third time seeing it, yeah. You need a rare barrage pilot. Heavy duty as well, but I don't think you're gonna do it. Particle Beam Orion. I don't think I'll get Particle Beam anytime soon, because I'd have to get the 10 and the 6. That's gonna take a long time. Like, after Revoker 10, just to increase my Zephyr DPS, I think the next thing that I'm gonna get is... Disc Launcher. Hold on. I could scrap a couple of these. I don't really need them. I mean, like, at very least, at very most, I would need 1. Thermal Lance damage, I don't need that. Fuse Mode Radius, I already have an epic. You already have one that's upgraded. Do I have a Javelin Rack Reload that's upgraded? I don't remember. Maybe. Well, I don't think so, because I haven't really done much with the Javelin Rack. I do have Ember Gun implants upgraded, though. Same with Fragment Gun, potentially. But I'll hold on to that just in case. Yeah, Epic Fragment Gun Reload. I kind of want to rank up my Fragment Guns as well. Something I've been sort of considering doing is... Yeah, I don't think I need these. Is making comparison videos that are not just like... that are more geared for like the earlier tiers. So comparing like Ember Gun 8 to Revoker 6, for example. Which I think is a comparison that a lot of people would like to see. Best combo for Panther? I mean, probably like Graviton 10s or Minigun 10s. That's what I want to put my Minigun 10 on. Is Panther, once I get it to rank 6. Thanks for answering the question. Oh yeah, no problem. I can't answer everybody's question, but like if I see something that's like it's an interesting point or it's something that I think is like worth like pointing out, sure. Obviously, like I can't respond to everything that everybody says. I do read a lot of it, but well, I'm not gonna like verbally acknowledge a lot of it though. I don't really have time. I don't really have time in the stream for that. Ember 8 or Revoker 6 is a good comparison when the other weapons are Revoker, yeah. Ember 8 Revoker 10 or Revoker 6 and 10? I don't know. No, I mean, like, what I mostly want is, like, okay, is it worth... Because when you go a grade down in one tier, you also go energy up, right? So you go energy up versus grade down. So in tier 5, for example, you have... I mean, the Close Quarters is a perfect example. You can have an 8 energy legendary, or you could have a 10 energy epic, or you could have a 12 energy rare. It's like, which one actually does the best? If you could fit it, if you could fit double 12 rare, which you probably can't. But you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, like, especially, like, in terms of, like, let's say my Zephyr. My Zephyr currently has double Revoker 6s. I could fit Ember 8s on there, but I think Double Revoker 6 works better. Even though I could put on a different weapon with more energy capacity. And I also kind of want to compare, like, performances of ranked up stuff, you know? Like, at what rank does Shotgun compete with Fragment Gun, for example? Like, what rank would your Shotgun have to be in order to compete with Fragment Gun? Or, like, specifically low ranks, or low tier stuff versus, like, Legendary or Epic. Because you can upgrade the low tier stuff for so much cheaper. So if it's ultimately kind of better to just rank that up, if it works better and it's also cheaper, then it's like, maybe it is worth doing. Even if it doesn't necessarily help you progress, kind of like the Lancer situation. Where, like, it doesn't really help you progress, but is it potentially better? Maybe. Pulse Cannon, I mean, like, Pulse Cannon 60,000 per mag versus Viper 890,000 per... Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna be a comparison. Pulse Cannon's, like, one of the saddest weapons of all time. But there's gotta be, like, a different... It's gotta be another weapon, though. I mean, mostly just, like, Fragment Gun. Gauss Rifle, perhaps... I like Javelin Rack versus Helix Rack. Javelin Rack, I think, is like, it costs... I mean, obviously, to buy it costs a lot less, but to upgrade it too, it costs like half as much. But Javelin Rack is only like a tiny bit worse than a Helix Rack. It's honestly, it's not even worth getting Helix Rack. Just go with Javelin. Well, that's what I say. You know? Like, I think a Javelin 12 would be better than a Helix 10. Like, at max anyway, let's just compare it at max for the sake of argument. It's like 38-ish thousand with 30% double damage chance. Versus this 36,000 with, again, 30% double damage chance. The advantage Helix Rack has is, like, the reload time and the lock-on time, though. But it's, like, not a huge difference, I don't think. So it's just the sort of thing that it's like I kind of want to mess around with it on the test server and just kind of see if there's any comparisons that are closer than I would normally give them credit for. Will I spend Acorns getting Stormwreck 10 blueprints? Absolutely not. I don't even want a double Stormwreck build. Like, it would be good for my account, but it's a little bit too sweaty. I'm mostly interested in getting different weapons and seeing what works, right? At this point, I'm mostly, not really interested in upgrading anything. The only things that I would upgrade, really, are, like, my rare mechs and weapons, just to rank them up, like, one time, because I feel like a lot of people do that. And so that's a valid thing to do, I think. But then also, like, in terms of legendary stuff, I would duplicate one 10 energy weapon just to put it on Panther. Or, well, I might do a couple of 10 energy weapons to put on Panther, but it's not, like, priority, you know? Why are we comparing Helix and Javelin? Because I think, ultimately, it's better to go for Javelin Rack. It costs you less, and it's basically the same. Like, until you're max... You're not going to use Helix Rack at max level, regardless, right? So, like, either way, it falls off. But because you're not going to use it max level, that also means you're not going to use Javelin Rack max level, which means that there's essentially no upgrade ceiling. So you can always upgrade your Javelin Rack to be stronger than you'd otherwise have a Helix Rack. And you can get better results with a Javelin Rack for cheaper. Open your crates to get more Acorns and credits. Why? I get about 400 credits per silver crate and about 0.4 Acorns per silver crate. So I would get, like, 50 or 60 Acorns. It would do me, like, no good. And I get, like, maybe 60,000 credits. It wouldn't do me any good. There's no point. There's no point in opening them. I may as well just not. The benefit of saving them is that there's certain playoff events, like these. Not this one, obviously. But, you know, events that are similar to this. There's certain playoff events where the objective is just to get blueprints of a certain type. And if you have a bunch of crates saved up, then that's a good way to get a bunch of points for that playoff. And if I don't need to open them right now, then I'm not going to bother. I may as well wait, save it, potentially get some rewards from a playoff event instead. If you were to get a 10 energy legendary weapon, which would you get? Which would I recommend getting first? Stormwreck 10, for sure. And then if you can, you'd want to duplicate your Stormwreck 10, but that's going to take a long time because you'd need the blueprints. I only have 7 right now, and I'd need 19 to be able to duplicate it, along with 450,000 credits. So it's like super expensive compared to like what I plan on spending my resources on in the near future. But like for someone whose main goal is to get, just to get to like Surge and Eclipse, then yes, absolutely, you should get Stormwreck first, Revoker second. Try to duplicate your Stormwreck as quickly as possible. Then you could use double 2 builds that have a Stormwreck 10 and 6, and that would be a lot better. You could also use potentially a build that has double 10s. So like it's better that way, but myself personally, I'm not interested in progressing. I don't really want nor need to get to tier 7. Which is why I'm spending a lot of my resources going back tiers, buying weapons from like tier 5, even though I'm in tier 6. I just bought Viper 8, which normally I would not do, and I'd normally not recommend anybody do that. But I'm doing it just because I want to test all this stuff so that I can, like, so that I actually know what I'm talking about, right? Because I want to make sure that when I say something's good at a certain stage of the game, I actually know whether or not it's good or not, and I'm not just guessing. I mean, there's always going to be some level of guesswork, because it's kind of impossible to try everything in every scenario, but, you know, like, I want to give him my best shot. So yeah, no, normally for most people I would not recommend at all ever going back tiers, buying stuff from previous tiers. Don't do it. Because for most people, your primary goal is just getting one of these 2, and then eventually both of those 2. But I don't care. I don't want them. I don't want them because like it's not useful for me to have a free-to-play account that has those stupidly OP mechs in it. It's not helpful for anybody. You gotta go. Okay, bye-bye. I should put my Redeemer back. Yeah, maybe. But I'm anticipating an attacker event tomorrow, so I'll just keep it there. Just lost a game with 16 kills and 8 captures. That's crazy. If you could duplicate Stormwreck 10 right now, which mech in your current hangar would you put it on? If I had the means to do it, I wouldn't do it. Because again, like it's good for like optimizing meta optimization, but I'm not interested in that. If theoretically I had to, I would probably put the Stormwrecks on Redeemer. I put Redeemer back in, and I'd just put a second set of Stormwreck 10 and 6 on Redeemer. But if I had the means to do it right now, I wouldn't do it, because I don't want to do it. Because it's kind of the same thing as like the Surge and Eclipse thing, right? You know, like it's not super helpful for like when I'm going through. When I'm playing matches on a free-to-play account, to have like multiple meta builds that most people aren't gonna have. It's not very practical in terms of like giving people advice. I'm less interested with meta progression. I'm more interested in trying things that I haven't had the chance to try. That's why I maxed out my Lancer. I actually really like it. I haven't even bothered getting Revoker 10 yet. Meta optimization is not what this account is for. Yeah, no. And I've said it from the beginning. Like, this account was never, like... my goal was not to prove a point. This account was never meant to prove... that I could move from... that I could, you know, make a late game account with my... with free-to-play. It was never to prove that. Like, I could point you to a lot of people who have Surge and have Eclipse, and they're free-to-play players. I could point you to a lot of people who have done that. I've never intended on making, like, an example out of this account, necessarily. It was primarily created just so I could mess around with stuff. You like using other non-meta stuff because it's fun. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Same, honestly. But, you know, for a lot of people, I completely understand that it takes a long time to save up for things like that. And so, like, if they would rather spend their time grinding for resources to buy things that are actually good, then I completely understand that, and I'm okay with that. And that's why I give all the advice that I do, you know, to make sure that they, well, to tell them how to best use their resources and how to best not use their resources. Cryo Javelin versus Helix. I think Cryo Javelin... does it deal the same damage as regular Javelin? I don't remember. That's level 4. 38-ish thousand at max. 44. 44 versus 43. No, Cryo Javelin's probably just straight up better than Helix Rack. But it's an epic weapon, so it would cost the same amount to upgrade. And you can only get it through referrals, which I do not have. Like, I got the Cryo Javelin 6 on my main account, because I think this account is a referral for my main one. But yeah, I think I have 2 referrals on my main account, but I don't have a third one. You used Revoker Lancer. I'll bet you it didn't work that well. If you had to duplicate Stormrack and if you had Panther, which mech would you put it on? I would not put it on Panther. Absolutely not. Especially since I don't have a reload implant. And it's the same reason that I wouldn't put it on Aegis. Because they have shields that are extremely useful and they last for about 10 seconds. If I'm using a weapon that has a 10+ second reload time, that means that during my extremely long, super useful shield, I could be getting out a full magazine of Viper 8, which is, like 91,000 damage per. Versus this, which is like 67. It's like, it's good damage, and it does it really quickly, obviously. And that's what makes it better than Viper, for example. But, like, ultimately, over the course of 10 seconds, I could get way more damage out if I just had something like Viper. And that's what these kind of mechs are good for, too. Is providing protection while you use weapons that would otherwise be very risky because they require a lot of exposure time. But if I'm using those shields just to fire one salvo of Stormrack, that's kind of a waste. I used Stormrack Aegis for a little while. And, I mean, yeah, you know, OP weapon on OP mech does usually just make an OP build, just in general. Like, the build itself is not bad, but it's far from optimized, I think. Like, it's not nearly as good as it could have been. Like, you're better off putting Stormwreck on Orion. Because Orion does very much benefit from burst damage and low exposure time. And radius. It actually did work really well. I mean... Okay. It won't work very well for very long. I'll pretty much guarantee you that. It was fun. Okay, that's different. I don't doubt that it was fun, but I don't think it would work I don't think it would work very good. Will you ever get Killshot for free to play? Probably not. Screw Killshot. You silently pray to platinum every day? Well, I think that's your problem. So it should be Plarium, not Platinum. Platinum's just a content creator. Without the... Racks without a implant reloads while the shield waste. There's one way of putting it, yeah. No, essentially, yeah, you have a 10-second shield, but you only require, like, 2 seconds of protection time. You took it off, it's unsurged now. Yeah, that makes sense. Is Aegis just 100% better than Redeemer at this level? Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Like, Redeemer, if you were to, like, max out one of these mechs, Redeemer actually becomes, like, way more useful once you max it out. Is it better than Aegis? It's debatable, but... Redeemer at rank 4, I will say I'm not impressed. I don't think it's very useful. I mean, Redeemer just in general, it's basically not going to be useful unless you use Stormwreck on it. That's like the only weapon that you can make good use out of on that mech, but... Yeah, it's... I don't know. If you max it out, though, it gets a lot of extra perks with the ability. Can Dreadnought be considered as meta? Yeah, some top-level players use it. I mean, okay, top-level players using it is not necessarily the same as top-level players using it competitively, right? Because, like, I see... And I assume what you mean by top-level is, like, people who have maxed hangers, maxed accounts. I see people with maxed accounts that are using, like, Onyx, for example. That doesn't mean that Onyx is meta. It just means that they use it. They wouldn't use that competitively, or if they did, they wouldn't do well with it. But Dreadnought is... I feel like I do see it, like, very, very, very rarely in competitive matches. It's not a common sight, because Dreadnought's not that... It's not that good against other meta stuff, to be honest. Like, it's good against most other random things, but if it's, like, a competitive environment and you're up against a bunch of other meta stuff, it's not, like, it doesn't really do... It doesn't counter any of them, and it's not, like, it's, yeah, nothing really special. So nobody really uses it, except for, like, maybe 1 or 2 people. But you could, I suppose, consider it meta, even still. You got Redeemer instead of Aegis, just wanted speed. Yeah. Aegis is, like, kind of just disgusting. You should really get it if you're in tier 5. If you're not in tier 5, then I say just skip it, go for Panther instead. Because it works pretty similarly, I'm not gonna lie. And Panther overall is probably better. Do I think you're wrong for hating Nomad on release? I mean, I'm not a fan of any dash mechs. You find Dreadnought more useful in death matches? Yeah, that's fair. But even still, it's like, you're not going to see a lot of people using it competitively. You might see 1 or 2 people, but I don't know. At lower SP, Dreadnought's going to be ridiculous because it can basically one-shot things with its ability. So like it's disgustingly OP at like my level, like right now, right here, right? So it's gonna be really, really OP here. But at max level against other maxed enemies with like mods and all that stuff, it loses a lot of value, like a lot of value. Why no Redeemer? I'm expecting to have an attacker event tomorrow, so I just put that in there because I was just like kind of talking about it, and like I'll leave it in there because I think I'm gonna have to put it in there later anyway. Redeemer with Revoker for the backshot achievement. Do you mean this? I don't need that. Do you think Dreadnought can beat a Parasite when Parasite's ability is on? No. I mean, if you're just like full sending it, I guess it depends on whether or not a Dreadnought can survive a Parasite's DPS until the ability runs out. There's nothing in the game, like, just except for like Graviton Beam, because it's purely status effect damage, and so it bypasses the mech resistance. Like, just mechanically, fundamentally, the way that Parasite's ability works is that it takes 10% of the damage that you deal to it, and you take 30% of the damage that you deal to it. So there is physically nothing possible that's there's literally nothing except for Graviton Beam because it bypasses resistance. There's literally nothing that's capable of killing the Parasite without killing you first. It's just not possible. Because you have some amount of DPS, and you're dealing 3 times more to yourself than you are to that. It's just physically not possible. Would it make sense for them to remove the ability delay? The ability delay was always supposed to be there. I know that it wasn't always there, and people kept talking about how they nerfed Redeemer by adding the ability delay, but it was supposed to always be there, and it was there on release. I'm like very, very sure that it had a delay on release, but then it had no delay for a while, and that was a bug, and then they just ended up fixing the bug, and then everybody insisted that they nerfed it. They didn't nerf it. They just fixed the bug. Your first Parasite encounter was bad. That's fair. Does it also redirect ability damage? Yeah, I think so. Do in-game players use Parasite competitively? Not really. Except for maybe 2v2. It's kind of similar to Dreadnought. It is a very good mech, but I don't think, like, people don't really use it competitively, I don't think. I think they might use it slightly more than they would Dreadnought, though. What if Parasite has Cryo Launcher? I don't know why Cryo Launcher would make it specifically good. Yeah. 7 a.m. for you, 9:30 p.m. for you. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. It's also 9:30 for me. Everyone's first Parasite encounter was bad. That's actually a valid point. Probably the same thing goes with like Solus and Seeker and Hemlock. Like, your first actual encounter with a lot of these legendary mechs is most of the time it's going to be somebody spent a bunch of money and they're way stronger than you, or it's just like the bots are being crazy. And it's not usually going to be fun. It's not usually going to be fun. You just walk out of range, to be honest. Yeah. You know, Parasite's, like, not that difficult to counter. And to be honest, you can actually drain most of the ability just by stunning it with a surge. You can time out a lot of... Like, it just takes 2 surges. That's a... Like, one... Just so long as they EMP it, like, both in a row. By the time their both EMPs wear off, its ability time is over. And they can just kill it. So it's like, it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. But in certain situations, it is very, very strong. Just 2 surges, yeah. Because Parasite duration is what? 8, 9, I think it's 9 seconds. Oh no, duration's 12. Okay, yeah, so 1 surge would EMP it for 4. If it has a duration implant, which a lot of the times it will, it'll be 5, a little over 5 seconds. And then another one can stun it for another, like, a little over 5 seconds. So it's like 10 to 11 seconds of EMP time. At very most, you're gonna have, like, maybe 16 seconds-ish duration if you also have a duration implant. Why did I feel like ability duration on Parasite was like 8 seconds? Did they buff it? There's no way they buffed it, right? I feel like it wasn't that long. I don't know, I'll have to check. But, yeah, and then at that point, it's like, it's just a matter of, like, the Parasite can deal damage to you for, like, 2 seconds, which you can easily tank that damage. Like, it's not gonna kill you in 2 seconds. So, yeah, it's not that difficult to kill it. It just takes a couple surges. Or even just an Eclipse. Like, if you're in Eclipse and you use your ability before it can lock onto you, then it's like, it's just kind of GG. Revoker is a thing. Yeah, but it's gonna take longer than 2 seconds to kill 2 surges that have full mods. It's gonna take more like 4 or 5 seconds per surge, I think. If they have full mods, anyway. Okay, well, now I'm curious. I'm about to end the stream soon, just so you're all aware, but I swear that Parasite only had 8 seconds, maybe 9. I might be tripping. Let me open up this video that I made. Let's see. Ability duration 12 seconds. No, okay, it was always 12. What was it that had like 8 or 9 second duration then? Is it Vortex? Yeah. I swear there was like a newer mech that had a shorter duration than I kind of thought it. Like, I thought it kind of needed like a little bit higher duration. I just thought it was Parasite, but I guess not. Whatever. It's hard keeping track of all that stuff. Maybe Volti. I mean, definitely Volti, but I think Volti's is 6, right? Yeah. And that's just weird, because, like, I've always considered Parasite's ability duration to be kind of low. I mean, considering how fast Parasite is, like, it's not that fast. It really needs, like, a super long ability duration to be useful. So, like, I guess there's that, but I don't know. Whatever. What happens when 2 Parasites are linked to each other? They just don't really do much damage at all to each other. Eclipse with Tetra Rifle 12s is a really nice setup. I agree with you. Do you upgrade blue pilots above 4 stars? Not usually. I did rank up this one and this one, but that was only because there was that one event that wanted me to rank up 2 pilots, and there was no chance that I was going to be ranking up an epic pilot. Like I didn't have the, like, I wasn't going to be able to get the points to rank up G-Lock anytime soon, which I will rank him up to rank 5 at some point. And then I could have maybe ranked up Impulse to rank 6, but I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just rank up my rear pilots because it'll be easier. But normally, normally not. I'd only say, like, rank 4. Rank 5 is, like, not the worst, because I think it only costs 1,500 pilot marks, but even that's kind of expensive compared to what you're going to have to spend for, like, a legendary pilot. Because, like, just for example, like, just in contrast, 7,000 to rank up Impulse to rank 6. So, like, that would be basically all my pilot marks, and it would take me forever to get those pilot marks back. So, you should definitely be careful with your pilot marks and not just spend them willy-nilly. We need price reductions of epics as well. Epic and legendary. No, I agree with that. I don't know if we're ever going to get it, but, like, I agree with that. I think everything should be cheaper. I think they should make everything, like, half as expensive as it is, at least. Try to dash away from the bots, but the link doesn't break. Does it have a range implant? Yes. And the bots probably do use it, too, because, like, why wouldn't they? Do you remember me? I was the one who said if I beat you, my dad give me 20 bucks. I finally got the deal. If you win, I'll give you a like on 20 of your videos. That's... I appreciate everyone who watches and leaves a like on my videos, but I don't think you understand just how little value 20 likes is to me. I mean, the views count. I mean, views are more valuable than likes, but because I technically get money for that. But yeah, no, it's kind of, it's fine. How many tokens? I've gotten 35 as of right now, and I've spent all of them. So there's still 35 that I need. 35 more. You have a max G-Lock and Neymar, and you still have 20,000 or 10,000 pilot marks. Yeah. No, but legendary ones cost a lot. You know, legendary one costs like 10,000 just for rank 6. It's like 14,000 total to max out a legendary pilot. Do you think they'll give new players mods again? I hope that they do, but it's doubtful, to be honest. Making bank? I am not, no. Not being able to install mods unless you have 6 stars is a significant disadvantage for some users. I fully agree. It is the most nonsense and L update that they've ever done. Hands down. No, I fully agree with that. I don't even know what their reasoning was. Like, legit, straight up. I don't even know why they did it. And I couldn't even speculate, because as far as I'm concerned, they would have made more money. Like it wasn't even like profitable to them from a money standpoint. As far as I'm aware, they would have made more money if they just if they kept dangling mods in front of you. Because think about it. What's better, to try to sell somebody on upgrades for a mech and then sell them on the mods later, or to sell you on mods for every single mech to try to get you to buy mods for your Paragon, and then you'll immediately replace your Paragon because it's crap, and then your Guardian, and then you'll replace your Guardian, and then like your Aegis, and then your certain like if it's available literally day 1, level 1, the more accessible, or like the more, I wouldn't say accessible. Like, if they didn't do the thing that they did, I think they would have made more money from people buying mod parts. That's all I'm saying. I do. I think so. So I like legitimately, I have no idea what angle they were coming from in terms of like why they even did that update. You just maxed out Mina for Revoker Eclipse, and then they dropped the Minigun tank crate. Why is that a bad thing? Did you... Like, yeah, I don't understand. I don't see how the two are related. You can still add implants even without 6 stars. Implants or mods? It was a thing... Okay, I'm gonna have to explain this. I have to explain it like every time because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But essentially, what they did was they changed it only for new players. So it was only for the players who hadn't already unlocked mods. If you had mods unlocked by the time that they changed it, then you could continue using mods on whenever you wanted. For example, I bought mods from like my rank 3, I think, at the time, Slingshot. On my main account, not on this account, obviously. On my main account, I got mods on my rank 3 Slingshot after they changed it. But now, on this account, I can only do it on rank 6 because because they changed it before I unlocked the mods feature. So basically, it was a change that, like, they wanted to make sure that it didn't really impact people who had been playing for a while, and I'm okay with that, but what it also did was it made it really, really unfair for certain players, because that means certain players can get mods on low rank mechs and others can't. And I still deal with people who have mods on their low rank mechs, and I just don't have it. But then on top of that, it's just the fact that it makes no sense whatsoever. Like, even if I didn't have to deal with that, it still just doesn't make a lot of sense. I should make a Raid Shadow Legends channel. I've never even played it. I've seen it, but it doesn't look very interesting. You really want Minigun on Eclipse? Miniguns didn't seem accessible for free play? Ah. Yeah, but you could have a maxed close quarters thing for your Surge or something, right? And even if you did get Minigun, you probably would want double Revokers on your Scouts for like free-for-all at tournaments anyway. Just to be honest, like, Revoker's probably better for free-for-all. I do personally love Minigun, like Eclipse. And I think it's good for most modes, but like 2v2 and free-for-all especially. You probably still want Revoker, to be honest. What do you think about using dash time and dash distance implants together when using Revoker on Nomad at the highest level? Dash distance on any dash mech is very, very strong. Nomad dash time is one of the most pointless implants that exists. It's not useful, don't use it. Dash time, extending your dash time does not extend your resistance time. It literally, the only thing that it does is it makes it so that the time for your second dash is slightly longer. Like, you can wait a little bit longer before using your second dash, but it does not increase your resistance time whatsoever. You still only get 3 seconds of resistance time after your dash is over. So there's no point. Like, it's a useless implant. Rank 6 is too high for new players? I mean, not necessarily, but yes, in general, I agree. But that's kind of like the whole point was the whole point was to make it so that new players don't get mods, or they don't get access to mods. I don't know why. I think it was, if I'm being honest, I think it was mostly just because people were complaining about mods, and they thought that a good middle ground would be to basically make it so that mods weren't a factor until like really late game. But I think that was just the wrong way to do it. Raid isn't that interesting. Can I get a... I mean, look, it plays a lot like Pokemon, right? And like, It's not bad, but it's not the sort of thing that I'd spend time on. What fruit weapons will do good on Vortex? Revoker, Starmac, Minigun, possibly Graviton Beam. Cryo Launcher's not too bad either. Does it do 6k on each hit, or first hit does max and second does half? It does full damage on each hit, but you can't hit the same mech with the second dash. So like if you dash into one enemy, you can't dash into that same enemy with the second one. You have to well you can, but it won't deal the damage. In this case, it'd be 40,000 damage. Someone's gonna try to tell me like that there's technically a way to do it, but yeah, whatever. I don't care. Is it worth getting the second hanger at 5 KSP? I mean, what would you do with it? I don't necessarily think it's worth getting, because it's like, it doesn't really help you that much. You like Pokemon? That's perfectly fine. I used to play Pokemon too. And I completely, like, I'm not saying that I think the game itself is bad. I'm just saying that it's not the sort of thing that I personally would spend time on. Like, it's not my type of game. And I'm okay with that. Like, if other people like it, that's fine. I think, I mean, one of my brothers likes playing it, so. Where does a cash grab made by a casino? I mean, like, you could say the same thing about Mech Arena. You could say the same thing about a lot of mobile games, let's be honest. The mod thing is because players would invest in weapons that are OP without encountering mods, then later on in endgame they have to invest in weapons that do well with mechs equipped with mods. I mean, just progressing means that you have to constantly change what you're investing your resources into anyway. You know, you have to keep buying new stuff just to move up gear hub tiers. So you're forced to change what you're investing in. And in terms of, like, investing in the wrong stuff, I don't know. I still think they'd make more money if they just had people buying mods, you know? I think people would be more willing to spend $5-10 on mod parts every month or so than they would be to spend however much it would take to buy some random weapon that may or may not end up being effective at rank 6. At or after rank 6. Like, I don't think it's, like, monetarily profitable for them to do it. I don't think it ever was. I think the reason that they did it was because they were hoping to appease the people who were constantly complaining about mods. But it's like, it's a feature that's in the game. They're not going to remove the feature. And by trying to do anything else, by trying to essentially mitigate it in the way that they did, they just made it worse. I think they just did it hoping that they would make people happy. Or make, like, the people who... the anti-mod people happy. But they were never going to. That was not going to happen. I mean, it was mostly the late game people who had an issue with it anyway, because they had already invested in all of this other stuff. You've seen a lot of people on the OG clan using Nomad dash distance and dash time together. So you wanted to give it a try? Dash time makes no sense to me. Dash distance is fine. Like, again, like, any dash mech with dash distance is great. Dash time makes no sense, though. It doesn't... I mean, maybe it... unless it does now for some reason, it's not supposed to. It's supposed to only increase the time before your second dash, so which is, like, not that helpful, right? I played Legend of Zelda series now? I haven't played... I used to play a lot of... Well, I guess that's not really true. I've never been someone who played a lot of different games. And then for the most part, like, I just didn't really play much on console. The extent that I played on console, like, years and years ago, was, like, Apex Legends and Star Wars Battlefront. That's about it. You have a game recommendation? The best game of all time if you're willing to buy a Nintendo Switch. As in the Switch 2? No, absolutely not. That's like hella overpriced. My siblings have a regular Switch, but I don't use it. I don't play on consoles anymore. I just use my computer. Can we have an epic weapon or mech for once? I don't think they're going to. And I think the reason that they're not going to make like especially like a rare mecha weapon, they might make an epic weapon, but I don't think they're going to make an epic mech anytime soon. But the reason I don't think that they're going to do it is because, like, the people who are most likely to buy those mechs and those weapons, the people who are most likely to spend money, are the people who want stuff that's actually, like, really good. And they're not going to spend money on an epic or rare thing. And if you think that because it's epic means that it's going to be made for free-to-play a lot quicker, then you're out of your damn mind. Because we were supposed to have Fuse Mortar before Savant, but here we are with Savant, and there's still no Fuse Mortar. So, like, I just don't think there's no practicality to it, like, to be honest. Legend of Zelda's the best series. I mean, your opinion. I'm not much for story mode games. Why don't I open my free crates? These crates? I don't open these because it's like I don't need to. Like, there's no reason to. Like, there's not a whole lot of reason not to, but there's also not a whole lot of reason to, so I just don't bother. I opened like 100 of them to get some credits for Viper 8. But then I just kind of stopped. And I also, like, I'm not gonna lie, I am, like, sort of... I'm tempted, I'm not, like, committed to it. But I kind of want to save up, like, 1,000 silver crates on this account and just kind of see what I get. You know? I kind of want to do that. We get a legendary mech like Stalker in the future? I think we might. I feel like Stalker or Tengu is the next mech that we'll get like a legendary version of, right? It's gotta be, right? They're so popular. You would think. It could be cool too. Am I the oldest of my siblings? No, I'm right in the middle. You're at 700 silver crates right now. Just saying that, I have an idea of like what your SP is. Isn't Chungus the legendary stalker? No. I mean, like, maybe they would consider it to be, but I wouldn't consider it to be. And I would hope that the devs don't think so either. The content of crates improves with each tier? No. The stuff that you get is based on what you have unlocked. So, like, if I wanted to rank up, like, I don't know, like if I wanted to rank up like my Aegis, let's say, then it would make more sense to open as many crates as possible in tier 5 before unlocking tier 6, because then I just unlock a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't want blueprints for. Chungus is fine, he says. Yeah, I'd rather see like an actual legendary stalker. One that's like actually an attacker. That actually has an ability that has a downside. That's why I like Stalker so much, is because its ability has a downside to it built in. Now saving for Repeater, it looks good. I would not get that. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I would not recommend getting that. You have 7 siblings, that's crazy. I also have 7 siblings, I'm not gonna lie. Not the value of coins and credits, but you get more blueprints. That's not true. You get the same number of blueprints regardless. You get 27 from a gold. You get 9 from a silver. You get... I think 3 from a... It's all multiples of 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 729. That's the same number of blueprints. But so maybe what you're thinking is like this right here. The chance of getting legendary versus the chance of getting other stuff. The more legendary things you have unlocked, the higher chance that you have of getting legendary blueprints. But you're still not likely to get a blueprint for any one thing. Like, you're still just as likely to, let's say, get a single Graviton 10 blueprint, right? It's just that because you have a bunch of other legendary blueprints unlocked, you then legendary items unlocked, you then get the chance to have blueprints from them. And then they scale the legendary and epic at the expense of like common and uncommon, right? So you'll get more legendary blueprints, but it won't necessarily be legendary. Like, it won't necessarily increase the amount that you get per weapon. Do the kill shot onslaught to see how bad Repeater is? I guess that's valid, yeah. I'll get Repeater on this account eventually, but I'd have to get the 10 and the 6, which will take a while. I'm probably gonna get the Disclosure 8 first. I'm gonna get the Revoker 10 first, but I'll get the Disclosure 8 before that. Or before any of like the Particle Beam or whatever. If you think about it, Lacewing is kind of the legendary version of Tengu. It's also the legendary version of something else that might be a little bit more obvious. Are Repeaters better than Revokers? Absolutely not. Repeater is like one of the worst legendary weapons. It's very bad. Because the damage output's okay for like 2 seconds until your ammo's out. It dumps all of its ammo so quickly, and then it has a slow reload after that. So it has decent damage output for all of like 2 seconds, and then it has like no DPS, and it just has like no DPS after that. If not the worst. I mean, Hellfire might be worse, but yeah, I guess it's true. It might even be the worst, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, I've been going on with this for way longer than I intended to. I was gonna stop, like, freaking an hour ago. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here, fellas. May or may not also stream tomorrow. I'm expecting 2 more events with event tokens tomorrow. So there may or may not be another stream tomorrow. But yeah. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Take care.